Hey guys, it's Margaret and welcome to another Amber video. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the pieces that you've already seen, the ones I've been testing and checking out along the way. But this week I was focusing on finding out exactly what to call them, exactly how to list them, and exactly how to craft the listing, come up with a price and all that. So I'm going to share that information with you right now. So one of the first pieces that I took pictures of and was researching was this necklace. It did not end up being real amber, but I kind of had an idea that it wasn't. So it has got these little bits and flecks inside that kind of mimic inclusions and what they call sunspots, I think is what they're called, in real amber. So from my research, I'll share with you what I searched. So I searched amber lucite to see what kind of things would come up because I had a pretty good idea that it was lucite, and I'll show you my research from there. So here are my pictures. I'll flip through them real quick. Some of these I used in the listing, and then some of them were for the website. So these, and these are, again, I cropped them. So here's this picture. I cropped it down to this so it looks better. And I shared in the group Carly's video about using photo fuse. I don't think I photo fused any of these ones. So I was trying to get a picture close up of the inclusions in this lucite. I wanted to get a picture of the whole piece. I wanted to make sure that they could see any flaws. There's a picture I have with an arrow. So here's my setup. So it looks like this when I'm taking the picture of it in my big giant tent. And then I did include the picture of the black light because this is what was throwing me. There were bits in there that were fluorescing. So, whether that was, because there are other things that fluoresce, types of plastic and stuff. So it's probably something like that. However, we during the research did find out that sometimes they combine plastic and bits of amber together, but I don't really think that's what was going on here. I also wanted to point out that there were some cracks. Just kind of like in one of the last posts when we talked about the phenolic resin, that especially that they make in Africa, where the heat and the pressure created the cracks. I have a feeling that's what's going on here. So there's that. And then there was a picture I took with the divot. So there's this little divot here where I'm thinking somebody probably went after it with a needle to see if it was copal or amber. That's my guess, and then it melted. So yeah. So anyway, and then of course a picture of the closure and all this good stuff. So that is that. Okay, there's the picture with the arrows. I did not put this picture on my eBay listing. I don't think they like that when you put arrows and whatnot in there. Okay, so the amber color that this one is sort of like a honey amber. So I did some searching for honey amber lucite. And I was looking for, so here's some of the things, look at this messy screen I've got going on now. I was looking for keywords, and I was looking for the way they wrote their titles, and I was looking for price points. So here's one, Vintage Art Deco Faux Honey Amber Lucite. That was one, about the $35 price point. Then this one, it had similar style beads, around the same, 27. And most of these had the same keywords: bead, lucite, amber, honey. This one was a bit darker. They put root beer or apple juice, which is another, it's more like, generally I hear root beer and apple juice talking about Bakelite. So, but I guess, people know that's the color they, associate it with. So, hey, why not? Again, here is single strand, $30, amber lucite. Let's see. This one had barrel beads. Mine are not quite barrel. They had the word rockabilly, pinup, art deco, lucite, graduated. Okay. And they're around $20. So I'm seeing anywhere from 20 to 35 bucks on these. And so far, pretty much the same type keywords. Now, this is where it got interesting. I found one of these and they called it confetti lucite. Okay, so then I had to go and do a whole bit of research on what is confetti lucite. What I was finding, let's see, I know I had some up here. So I've seen, like when I see confetti lucite, I know what it is. It's like, but I never associate it with this amber style. It's more like, oh, where's a good picture? Like this, that's got like clear, and maybe it has glitter or something else in there. So when I hear confetti lucite, this is what I'm thinking about. I don't necessarily think about things that look like amber as confetti lucite. So that one kind of threw me for a loop, and I had to start searching out amber, confetti lucite. And I did find, that people were putting that in their listings when their amber, quote, not real amber, but, their amber lucite had inclusions or things that look like sunbursts in it. So here you see vintage amber confetti lucite panel, stretch bangle. So that way, it's just another keyword to throw in there if it's got these star spangles, or I can't think of the right word for them, but yeah, again, amber confetti lucite panels on that one. So that was interesting. And then this one, it's very similar. They're selling it for 40 bucks, bracelet faux amber. Okay, so then I will share with you my listing for this piece so you can see how I tackled it. All right, so here is my listing. I try the entire title, especially on Etsy, because they give you a really, really long one. And when I do cross post, I start on Etsy because I have to write the super long title. Then when I go copy and paste it onto eBay, it's just a matter of me taking out certain words. But I'll show you again what I do on eBay to make sure that I get all those words still in my listing. So faux cognac amber, I went ahead and wrote cognac instead of honey because it was a bit darker than the honey's a little more yellowish. So faux cognac amber confetti lucite bead statement necklace, large chunky beaded translucent plastic resin mid-century jewelry, and I put the length in there. So what I do, the first thing I take is the title, and I'll drop it in, so it's the first thing. So this is where in eBay, that title that I write in Etsy is the first line in my eBay listing. So it's still hopefully getting scraped in the search because it's right up top. And then I write a quick description, measurements, and condition. And let's see if I put the image with the divot on there. I mention it here, small divot in one of the beads. I don't think I did, but okay, so on Etsy you can use a collage, whereas on eBay I think they frown upon it. So I could go back and add in a collage that had all the divots and all of this kind of stuff in there. So that is that one, and I ended up pricing it at $24.99. I could probably raise it, but I'm okay with that. I picked it up for $1 at a garage sale, the one with the little British ladies. So this necklace was a little bit harder, I felt, to photograph because there are a lot of inclusions and things that are harder to see. It's a richer color and things like that, but I had a harder time photographing this one. But it was in the same vein as the last one with the lucite. Of course, it doesn't have the confetti style in there, and it had a really cool hidden barrel clasp. It's not exactly a barrel, but sort of like a barrel clasp. Yeah, I guess it's a barrel clasp, but it's a hidden style, so that I wanted to make sure I get that keyword in there as well. So these are some of the pictures I took. You can kind of see the swirls in there. This one looks more like a root beer, and I think I put root beer in there. And so here's my listing. Yeah, I did. Faux, root beer, amber, lucite bead, statement necklace bead, dark brown, and then a lot of the same style, mid-century, blah, blah, blah. And I priced this one again at $24.99. And same thing down here. I got that title first thing, then my description, measurements, and condition. I put minor wear because I never say perfect condition because they will find the flaw. You know what I mean? If you missed it, they will find it. So I always, under promise, over deliver kind of deal. Okay, so let's look at the next one. All right, so this one really threw me for a loop, and I'm still not 100% sure about it, but it's this big bead, and you can see the layers in there. Some of them are a little more shimmery than others, and they go in circles. It's like a circly thing. So here are the pictures I took. Now, the research that I did kept pointing me at Bakelite, and so I do have Simichrome polish, so I did try it, and it was not Bakelite. Even some of the spots on it were real similar. I mean, you can see the layers here. So this one is still a big question mark for me. I haven't listed it yet. I'm still doing some research. Let me show you my blacklight pictures. You can see in the blacklight that certain layers in there are fluorescing. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean it's amber as far as this goes, because we did try the float test and it sank like a rock. So, but again, it's like, oh, is it, you know, part amber, part plastic? Probably not. I mean, just because of the way the layers are, you know, in there. There's that picture zoomed in a bit. Here's a similar style bead, and they have it listed as Bakelite, and then they have faux amber. Unless this is the faux amber, and then something else on here is the Bakelite. I don't know. And then, okay, that was identifying Bakelite. But there were, see, these are real similar. There was another listing, which of course I can't find now, that had a bead almost exactly like this one. And yeah, they had it listed as Bakelite, but I don't know. So again, see here, this one's really similar to what I've got. It doesn't have the layers in it, but this one again is Bakelite Butterscotch Amber Beads. Look at the price on that, dude. Okay. And then, see, they have it listed as African Amber Bakelite, but that's that phenolic resin, which we learned about. I don't know where the other listing is for the one that looked almost identical to this, but they had it listed as Bakelite. But I will not, because I did try it and it was not Simichrome. So I'll probably just list it as, you know, like a lucite or a plastic faux amber, and just go with it. I mean, I really don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for this one. If you guys know, let me know. But I dug and searched. That doesn't mean anything. Somebody could say, oh, and know it like that, and say, that's what that is. All right, so next up is my tray full of amber, just raw amber beads. They do have holes in them, so either they were meant to be strung or they were strung at one time. So here are my pictures. Some of them I was super, I hate to say, I like brag on myself, I'm really impressed by this picture, Margaret, good job. But I liked it a lot. I think I even shared it on Instagram. I was so happy with it. So yeah, and then I made sure to get some pictures of the holes so they could see. And I just took a measurement of the whole tray. I guess I could weigh it out. And then I got the pictures of them glowing. It's kind of hard to see a little bit, but you can kind of see the green and the blue in there. And then there's also this piece. And this one does not have a hole in it. But again, we floated this one. We floated these ones, so they're amber. So here, and again, these ones I haven't listed just yet, but I have pulled up research for them. So let's take a look at what we're finding. Here we go. So these are loose. These are polished though. So mine are not polished, but you would get 50 pieces for about 12 bucks. But mine are not polished. So certified Baltic amber. See, I question that because like 10 bucks is super cheap. Anyway, whatever. And these again are amber chips, 16 pounds. Now, okay, I know I did. Here we go. Genuine dark Baltic amber pebbles. So that's a good keyword I might use. Pebbles. These are still polished. So again, mine are not polished. And then here we have rare, faceted, old, graduated, real, amber antique beads. I accidentally closed out my windows, so I did have some other research up for these. These look like they've been at least shaped a little bit. You can see how they're kind of faceted, even though they're still kind of rough. So does it say that they're, yeah, oh, they do. Hand faceted, I see, okay. So, but these ones are selling for $127. And it's showing the size and everything there. So I went ahead and pulled up some websites that talk about raw amber, making sure you're getting raw amber. And so it you know, this is what it looks like. Of course, these sites are not telling me how much it costs. So I'll have to keep digging to find a, and let's see, raw amber, rough amber, amber stones, amber beads. So that'll give me a good, here they've got 750, depending on the kilograms, for how much you're going to buy. Now, I don't know. I saw some on eBay, you know, 50 pieces for 10 bucks. I don't know about that. I might go a bit higher. We'll see. So there's that. And here it's saying, what is raw amber? You know, these are not raw amber. These are polished beads. So we'll see. So the next ones was this set that I got. It was a pendant and earring set. Now, they didn't have backing. Oh, you can't see that. They didn't have earring backs, but I have tons of earring backs in my workroom. And I did photo fuse a couple. I photo fused this picture, And then also this one. This was the not the original. Let's see, whoa, the original. There it is. So that was the original, and that's the photo fused version of it. Just brightens it up and takes out that dull background on the bottom. So these ones did fluoresce. I got all the measurements. There's a fly or something there. So let me share with you my listing on those. All right, so here's my listing for the sterling silver cognac amber pendant and amber earring set, real 925 Baltic amber, dark honey amber. I went and saw it both ways. Polished gemstones, inclusions, genuine. So here you can see those have those actual sunburst spots. And this is, from what I've read, is created when the heat and the pressure and like some, either oil or water gets trapped in there and the pressure like bursts it out. So I listed these for $87.99, and these are the pictures I chose. I made sure to get that one in there with them fluorescing. And again, some tarnish wears and dings with age, lightly cleaned. Earring backs are not sterling. So I put that, now I may find some sterling ones, but I'd rather err on the side of, oops, I don't have any at the moment, than tell them they have sterling earring backs to go with them. So there's that one. This was not real amber, probably lucite or just a plastic in there in this gold tone setting and necklace. I searched for this specific kind of chain on the websites that show you that, and I could not find it, so I just ended up putting flat chain because, yeah, I searched and searched and couldn't find this specific flat chain. So let me share with you my little bit of research on this one and the listing that I did. So I found this. It was similar-ish. I think this one's a little nicer. It looks a little more modern. Mine looks more vintage. Oh, I just realized that has earrings with it too. Oh well. The price was 21 bucks on Ruby Lane for this one. And then mine, I ended up listing it for $19.99. I do like that setting though. It's kind of cool. So I put Faux root beer amber lucite cabochon. Statement necklace, gold tone, dark brown, plastic resin, mid-century, half inset stone. I'm sure there's a better way to describe that, but I couldn't think of another way to describe it. So again, I get that title straight on top, and then the description, measurements, and conditions. So again, you can see on the back some of the gold tone. So I put minor wear to gold tone finish with normal use. So there is that. We'll see how it sells. Crossing fingers. So next up were these earrings that look like so, and they were signed Mary Ellen on the back, on one of them, not on both of them, which is, I don't know if that's usual or unusual. So I could not find, I found another pair of earrings that were stamped the same by another seller on eBay, but I couldn't find Mary Ellen, what Native American tribe, if she was Native American or is she just Southwest. So I felt uncomfortable putting Native American in my title. Even though they have that style, I went ahead and just to state what tribe they're from as well. And I know on eBay they're real sticklers about that. So I did put sterling silver, cognac, amber, Southwest earrings, vintage tarnish, signed Mary Ellen, polished, inclusion, genuine. So, and again, I put these photos in here. I made sure to get this one where it's showing them fluorescing. And then the backs, I probably could have, you can see where the backing's rubbed off where the silver is, so you can see that, or the buyer can. So there's those ones. I did price them at $62.99. I think they're nice. I think they'll go for that. I do. So next up are these dangle drop ones, like so. Now these are silver, and I'm sorry about that. I probably could have polished them up a bit because they did photograph almost black with the silver on them. But I decided to go ahead and leave the tarnish on these and just mention them. So again, honey amber teardrop earrings, and yeah, so that's what I did for these. Again, put that straight on the title first thing, and then the description, the size. I talk about the drop from the ear, so they can see that. And then there's also a measurement in there with a ruler so they can see, how big those little teardrops are. Very tarnished. I said wear and dings with age, lightly cleaned. They were lightly cleaned. So that's those. I put them up at $47.99. Now when I bought these, I also got, there were some that had these labradorite, and then there is another pair that have like a mother of pearl sort of look to them, which I didn't list at this time, but I went ahead and listed the labradorite ones. I know they're not, and I was like, well, I add them out anyway. I wanted to share that. So if you see something like that, that labradorite's that dark brown, black color, and then there's like blue iridescence in there. It's really cool. All right, so here's the ring that I dropped into the group, and this is what it looked like to start with. I mean, it was black, and the tarnish may have damaged it some, so we'll take a closer look at it. It was a mystery. So here's the item, and I could see there were some marks down here, but again, it was just so black. So I did clean it up some. I got pictures of it fluorescing. That's not it clean. Here it is cleaned up, and I mean, I didn't clean it all the way in the back. And along here, at first I thought this was damage to it, but it almost looks like it was handmade, like really rustically, somebody who was not a really serious artisan. I mean, that's how it looks to me, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not a master, but a apprentice or a student made. It looks like they took, I don't know, like something with a little curvy roundness and poked it in there when it was hot to give it this sort of edge to it. So that was all in there like that. And then at first I thought, well, maybe that's the damage, but then no, it's only in those areas that it's done to give it that textured look throughout there, see? And then the mark on the back was done on the outside of the band, not on the inside, and it looks like there's a better picture. Where's one? Here we go. So I can't make out what that first symbol is. It almost looks like on the side, like a snowman's head with the top hat, but I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. And then either an M or a W. And then here, I think this is the 925 stamp in there, but I didn't get in there real tight with the polish to get it out and see better. So this is what it looked like after. This is some acid from when I got some of the gold acid on my thing. Okay, so my listing for this is here. Sterling silver, honey amber, real Baltic amber, rustic ring. I guess I could have put something in there about the texture along the sides. So there it is. There we go. So again, I put, the title first thing, my description. The ring appears to be handcrafted with rustic marks along the side. And then I mentioned where the marks were. I want to thank everybody so much, one, for being in the jewelry group. It means so much to me, and I'm hoping that you've enjoyed the Amber series that I did during this month. If at any time you see invalid or incorrect information that I'm giving, please let me know, because I want to make sure I'm giving out the best possible information. I'm fully aware that, this was a learning process for me as well. I knew some about amber, but not till I dove into it did I really realize how much I had to learn. So if I come up with something that you're like, that might not be quite right, let me know, because I want to correct that right away. So again, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.